Hello, children. Welcome back with the continuation of the topic about agriculture in part 2 from grade 8. Let us know about the major crops. The reason they are called as major crops is because they are grown for the requirements of the growing population. Some of the major food crops are wheat, rice, maize, and millets. So remember, they are food crops. We eat them. And jute, cotton are fiber crops. We don't eat them. Yes, as they are related with material, they are cash crops. We only use them to make some other products like bags, cloth, etc. You must have heard about jute bags, cotton clothes. Then we have something called beverage crops, that is drinkable like tea and coffee. Now let's briefly read about each of the major crops. First is rice. As you all know, rice is the major food crop of the world. It is mostly used all around the world by the people, and even it is a staple diet of tropical and subtropical regions. So always remember, Tropic of Cancer divides India into two parts, tropical and subtropical. All over the world, as I told you, rice is mostly used by all the parts of the world. So subtropical is northern part and tropical is southern part. And you know, at least that in India, almost South Indian people eat lot of rice, and that is the same with the North Indians as well. As rice needs high temperature, high humidity and rainfall. And if you can see, all of these three is present in these regions of the world, and it grows best in alluvial clay soil which can retain water. And if we can see, most of the rivers that originate in India are in the central portion of the country, a little bit above and below the Deccan Plateau. So if you can see, you have all the conditions that fulfills for rice production. So it is pretty easy to remember where rice is grown and why. So China leads in the production of rice, followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt. Now, coming to the point, the next is wheat. Wheat requires moderate temperature and rainfall during growing seasons and bright sunshine at the time of harvest again. If you notice, all of these conditions is present in India. Some of the wheat producing nations are USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia, and India. Remember, children, in India we grow at the times of winter. So wheat is also one of the most important crop in India. Now let us continue with millets. They are also known as coarse grains and can be grown on less fertile and sandy soils too. It is a hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. So millets are of jowar, bajra, ragi, etc. And they are also grown in India. And the other countries are Nigeria, China, Niger, are the other countries where millets are grown. By the way, millets are also called bajra. Coming to maize, maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall, and lots of sunshine. So, all of these conditions are found in tropical and subtropical areas. Again, a well drained, fertile soil is suitable for growing maize. So, as I think you people, you children are very much interested to eat maize even. So, some of the nations that produce maize are North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India, and Mexico. This also one of the very important crop of India, where most of the people prefer to eat it. Next is cotton, which requires high temperature, light rainfall, 210 frost free days, and grows on best black and alluvial soil. So, cotton is mostly grown in the countries like China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil, Egypt. These are the leading producers of cotton and is one of the main raw materials for the cotton textile industries. And even cotton got very good importance in all over the world. Coming to another crop is jute. Jute is also known as golden fiber. It grows well on alluvial soil. It requires high temperature, heavy rainfall, humid climate. There are fine qualities of tropical, subtropical regions in India, Bangladesh, and these are the Bangladesh and India are the leading producers of jute. Coming to tea and coffee. Coffee requires warm, wet climate and well drained loamy soil. Hilly slopes are more suitable for growing this crop. So, Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. And tea is a beverage crop grown on plantations at a cool climate and well distributed high rainfall throughout the year. For the growth of its leaves, it needs well drained loamy soil, gentle slopes. Noticed that the tea plantation in India is done on the slopes of Darjeeling and needs extensive labor for the job to pick up the leaves of tea. And Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka are the producers of the best quality tea in the world. And now let's know about the agricultural development. Since the population is growing every time to feed the population, we need to increase the farm production, and that can only be alone by the development of agriculture. There are few ways through which development can be brought. For example, by increasing the land to cultivate more crops, then the number of crops grown can be increased, and we can also improve the irrigation facilities. That's the uses of the fertilizer and high variety of seeds and development in terms of machinery and mechanization can also help agriculture in long way. So developing nations and developed nations both have different ways of developing their agricultural departments. That is, for example, India is a developing country and our population is a lot. So we practice mostly intensive agriculture. In intensive agriculture, you can grow crops on a small land and mostly for feeding your household members. After that, if you have anything left, you go to the market and sell them. But on the other hand, developed nations follow commercial agriculture where they grow crops on a large land. Here the farmers works like a businessman and not like a peasants or farmers. Nowadays, a good example would be McDonald's and KFC. So if you can see, most of the farmers in USA, they supply potatoes to McDonald's for making their world famous fries. Similarly, chicken, tomato, egg are also some of the products that are supplied directly to the corporations by the farmers. So this is a perfect example of commercial farming in India. Mostly you will see farmers selling those crops after keeping certain amount for the families. So they go on to the nearest market to sell their crops and vegetables. And when we talk about the farms in abroad, that is USA, USA is a place with a huge areas of lands where most of the method of cultivation is on machines. The source of production is completely dependent on machineries, and the process of producing these method of production is only for the commercial basis. And for this I can give you a best example as USA, where it is very famous in producing the products in around 250 hectares and 3000 hectares of land areas, where the method of production would be completely on the basis of machines, where the manpower is no way used in these areas, where the farms are very huge and very big. So this is what the lesson about children agriculture. Hope you have understood. Thank you.